Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I had to do this really quick 4th of July freedom post. I was laughing because I was on Facebook and someone was mentioning, I talked to this Asian store lady and they have these special loans in their groups who do this, do these different lending club groups. And I laughed because at the end of the day, yes, I know Korean people who do this. Yes, I know actual Jamaican people who do this in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Fayetteville, Fort Bragg. So it's not a secret. It's just that those people are consistently investing in those groups. It's not just a one-time thing. It's not drop 50 bucks in and somebody gives you a $100,000 loan. It's people who are consistently investing into a business bank account or different things of that nature in those certain environments. So, unfortunately, hey, if you're not Korean, you're not in that group. If you're not an islander in Charlotte, which there's several groups, Antigua, different island groups down there in Charlotte kind of taking over. If you're not a part of those groups, you can't be a part of it, right? Or they call them Siu Siu clubs, or they call them a loom in Florida with the Haitians. But you still can invest in your way in actual legal groups that are available to you. And so I think a lot of times people kind of go, well, see how they've cheated? They've got ahead because they got these special groups. No, they're not cheating. They're just working together. It's called teamwork. So again, the first rule of this whole thing is you cannot think you're going to invest 50 bucks or 500 bucks one time in a club and get a magical lump sum of money. That's just not happening. That's not happening anywhere. 2, so what? Yes, that's happening. They're investing with each other. They're buying up buildings. When you're comparing that but have nothing to add, you're just whining. That's essentially what it is. You're saying that's not fair. True, not fair, but it happens. Number 3, dig your well before you need it. Okay, so a lot of times I'll have credit repair groups and I'll be in there and people say, well, I need to do this in the next 30 days. I need to get a car in the next 30 days. I need to get a house in the next 30 days. That's just not how credit repair works. That's just not how putting money away and saving works. 9 times out of 10, it takes you a few months to actually get money to save up for a down payment for a house. Now, even if we're going on FHA 3.5% rules, and it's a $100,000 house, which that's a very cheap house, depending on what part of the country you're in, you're still talking about, 4 or 5 grand. Let's even do the 6%, 7% rule overall with your closing costs, your your acquisition, your appraisal, you name it, paperwork, etc., taxes. Let's say you buy in the middle of June, you're still looking about $6,000. So it's not something you're just going to snap your fingers in 30 days and you'll have $6,000 to buy a property. A lot of these things you have to dig your well before you need it. You have to kind of put a lump sum amount aside for maybe a year, maybe 2 years, depending on the property. Okay, house before car. So we have this conversation and I thought it was funny. We're bringing on another mortgage lender onto the shows pretty soon here. He said 9 times out of 10 people come in his office and they look good. The credit looking good. They got the money. They can put the down payment on. They've been working at their job for several years, but they have this big brand new car. They have a $40,000 BMW, a $40,000, whatever. You name the car, they picked it, in a short time frame before buying the house. And so he says, even if your numbers were great, I could have approved you. 9 times out of 10, the underwriters know if you can't afford the payments or if you're close to the line on not affording the car and the house, you'll let the house go and keep the car. And this has just been documented. This is on their statistics. If people have a very expensive car and they have a house, in the last recession, people actually let the house go instead of the car. Is that not crazy? That just blows my mind. So that's why we're gonna have another mortgage lender come on the channel and talk about some of the ways you guys can improve your odds of being approved for a home. We just gotta get that going. So AU your children. I talk about this a lot on the channel. I have friends who had Korean moms, Korean moms, black dads, or Korean moms, white dads, who were in a military town. Mom had a flea market store and she put the children on as an authorized user on her card, but never gave them a card, just made them authorized users when they were 15, 16, 17 on these $50,000, $100,000 cards. I remember going with my friend, and I won't say her name, but we were both trying to see if we could get pre-approved together for this house. And then literally the lender goes, who put you on a $100,000 credit card? Like where at American Express did someone think it was okay to give an 18-year-old a $100,000 card? Well, come to find out, she didn't even know. She didn't even know. Like once the lady read off the name of the business card, she was like, oh, that's my mom's business. She didn't even know she had a $100,000 American Express card authorized user on her credit report. Didn't even know. So there's something about that helps build their credit. And so your kid has nothing but that to show, right? They have nothing but that to show. And I'm sorry I didn't look at you guys' comments. I'm just clicking the phone on. But if you can, and if you're disciplined enough that you pay your bills and you don't have a ton of issues with things, like you could really help your children out. Now, again, the last guy I brought on, Tim Jackson, talks about a program where they counsel and mentor people, and they bring on kids and they make sure that the kid graduates high school. They're ready to go to college, and they have a 750 credit score. Why is that important? 9 times out of 10, when you apply for jobs, whether it's FBI, CIA, government, the post office, a company down the street, if you have a bad credit score, sometimes they will look over your application. They will just go, no thanks, because many companies now are dealing with people's sensitive information, and hacking is real, scams are real, fraud is real. And why have one more flag? Why have one more flag on your child's beginning of their life, or just your life in general? So look, one thing I learned as I'm in the apartment investment group in Dallas, it's groups, then it's teams. Now, what do I mean? A lot of times they say, listen, you guys, don't be over here trying to do little teams. And everybody be like, why are they always warning of us that? Because what happens is once you get in these big groups of 200, 300 people, some people are going to click better, some people are going to get along better, and then they're going to develop a team. Those 2 people are going to go off and buy a couple rentals. While they're waiting, they're like, man, I don't have $100,000 for this apartment. I don't have $30,000 for my part. I don't have $10,000 for my part. They may have 5 or 10 and then a partner together and they go get a rental. It happens all the time. I'm in several groups in Dallas and here in Austin. And it's funny because I just have my little bit to contribute every month. And I'm like, I'm here, right? But the key here is consistency long term. When people keep seeing you show up at the real estate groups, investment groups, they keep seeing you show up at the meetups and the masterminds, people get a feel for who you are, how consistent you are about this, how serious you are. I mean, there's always, every time I go to these things, there's somebody who jumps up and they're like, I'm ready to go right now. You'll see that guy for a month and then you never see that guy again. Or you see that guy again a year later. He's like, well, I got distracted. Something happened. And so consistency pays. Like people consistently seeing you, consistently talk about something for a year after year, it pays. And not just talk, but actual action. If you go, hey, I've got a deal in my hand. I'm going to go over to the hard money lender. I can actually get this done. People actually want to work with you. So here's some of the questions. I'm going to read off. I see you guys have them on here. So Hunter has Freedom Tuesday. That's right, Freedom Tuesday. Kenny Tucker said, what's up, Erica? Hello, Kenny. Desiree Glenn, hello, everybody. Maryland, Billwood Properties, several other opportunities there in Maryland. Alvin Hodger, Capitol Building and Credit Expansion. So what do you mean there, Alvin? But yes, I've been doing the video and ignoring the questions. But at the end of the day, if you actually have, there's a deal right now in Carpers Cove, Texas. It's down the street from me. It's $38,000. It's off market. It'll need about $7,000 in repairs, and its after repair value will be like $65,000. The key there is if 2 people just got together. Let's say, hey, boo, you got a $40,000 credit card. I've got a $40,000 credit card. Preferably not with credit cards, but just an example of people I've seen do this in the apartment investing group. They go in together. So it didn't take 10 people. It didn't take 12 people. It took 2 people. And I think sometimes people overlook that. They're so busy like holding on that they don't actually ever take any action. All right, let me see. I'm gonna catch a couple more questions and I'm gonna roll out because, hey, it's July 4th. Dude, what? 212, happy 4th. Happy 4th to you as well. Melita Richardson, I never catch you live. True. Nice to meet you. Okay, I can't see it. 88, how much for credit repair service? It'll be in the links below. Go check over on the site. I think it's about $225. Melita, I need to look into groups in Jersey. Regardless of mean taxes, I'll work with multifamilies. So Melita, here's the thing. You start where you are, right? You start and you go REIA groups, then you go to mastermind meetups, then you actually go to wholesalers and turnkey and flippers. You will find a group of people. Now, a lot of people talk about, yeah, I just want to get in there, and you can join the Tulsa Real Estate Group or the Todd Capital Group I just talked about. Just interviewed that guy. $25 to $100 a month. And then they're already acquiring a property in Atlanta, Georgia right now for $50,000. So, I mean, the key here is you've got to figure out where do you want to get in. So I'm going to put a little ebook together. I don't know if I'll make it free or make it like a paid. I don't know. It depends on how big it gets this weekend. I'm going to throw it in there, and it should be done by Friday, maybe more. If it's done before that, I'll definitely let you guys have it. Put the links out and everything. If you're on my email list, Classy SEO Climb email list, those people will know first. So, all right. Kenny Tucker, how do I find an investment group? Hey, look at this channel. I talk about them all the time. 2, Google, straight up Google, like Todd Capital, Tulsa Real Estate Fund. You see that with, there's over 50 crowdfunding real estate investment sites. Smaller investment clubs, you're going to look at like Fortunes Unlimited. You're going to look at apartment buying seminars. different groups have different ways. And I'm just going to write that out in the ebook because I'm just going to show you everything I try to invest into, the ones that I actually invest into and the ones I'm trying for, and then how I got to them. Okay, I just got my first job, IT job with Optimum, and will make $21 an hour. Love my parents and turn 26 too. I'm trying to get down. Hey, dude, you're at a perfect time. And this is what I say. It's not about jumping up and flipping money today. Some of you guys will work your job the next 5 years, and that's perfectly fine. But if you're dropping $100 to $400 every single month into a group in 5 years, it's like, so look, I'll have it in the book, ebook. I'm going to run, got company over the pool. So look, you guys, this is Ericka, Classy Climb Blog. Thank you guys for joining me today. Short notice. You guys have a good day.